Hey everybody, it is October 13th. It is a rainy, chilly, dreary Saturday here, and I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can because I have a zillion things to do, including more homework, schoolwork. I'm going through recipe books and, trying to find recipes to make for the family. We're really going to be working hard on watching what we eat even more and try to get back to where we were with, making sure we include the fruits and vegetables mostly in our diet and really get away from processed foods. But with me having gastric bypass almost 11 years ago, for me, it's not as difficult to say no because my body reacts negatively to that stuff still. So for me, it's not too difficult to say no to that, but I want to start making it where we are all on the same page as far as meals go and that we all enjoy the meals and stuff. So that's one of my other projects that I work on amongst 50,000 other things that I do. So, commanding life for today, October 13th, Saturday. Your blessings are all around you. Look closer because they can appear in different stages of manifestation. You might be given a seed that needs to be planted, a shrub that requires nurturing to grow, or a tree that can be used for stability and shelter. Look at your life with hope and find what needs to be done to create your forest. So, that's one thing to remember is, and I even did it this morning when I burned my frankincense and myrrh incense, and when I lit the sage in my candles this morning. When I light my sage, I'm always letting the universe and the positive energy and positive spirits know that I thank them for the lessons in our lives, and I thank them for keeping watch over us, basically, myself, my family, my friends. Sometimes I ask for, a little bit more in watching over everybody and helping everyone and stuff that, I appreciate, everything that they do to help. And if there is something in particular, like if there's a friend that needs a little more, healing and positive vibes, I will light the sage, a couple times throughout the day and just ask for them, if they can possibly get a little bit extra help. And again, like I said, thank everyone, thank the universe and the positive energies, positive spirits for everything that they have helped us with and continue to help us with. So that is something that I make sure to always do, and sometimes do it more than once a day. Now for healing energy tools for today, the universe is saying to you today, you are here to do the best you can, to treat others with kindness and compassion, and to value yourself as a spiritual being. When you act with compassion, dignity, and respect in all that you do, you are expressing your true soul's nature. And that is really what I do. And a lot of times people don't realize that people can change. It's them being wanting to change. And I come across that actually quite a bit. I see a lot of different posts here between Instagram and Facebook and other social media. And it's basically, you can only do so much as a person. If you don't give yourself that same type of compassion to your, you got to give that to yourself, because you don't want to exert and give up everything that you have to help other people if you can't do that for yourself. And that's a hard lesson that I'm still learning and trying to do. My heart is so big, and over the years I have worked really hard to become more compassionate and more patient with people, and it's amazing what a difference that does make. And unfortunately, because there are people that just, find us when they find it necessary in their situation to need us, they don't realize because they haven't been around that. I have changed over the years. I am a more compassionate person now than I was previously years ago. And even though I was kind years ago, I wasn't necessarily compassionate or empathetic years ago. But then again, we are talking when I was a teenager and into my 20s. Now that I've gotten older, I was able to take that compassion and empathy and really apply it to things in my life, and to try to use that to help others as well. And like I said, unfortunately, some people find us when it suits them, and instead of trying to be in our lives for the last, say, 5-10 years and realizing that we have changed, and they just revert back to 20 years ago, 25 years ago. They don't understand the fact that we are able to change. Just because we were like that decades ago doesn't mean we're like that now. I mean, and some people, like I said, and it's part of it's, you've got to want to change. You've got to, show yourself that compassion and empathy so you can show it to other people. And sometimes I tend to forget to show that compassion and empathy to myself, but I'm so used to wanting to help others that I put myself on the back burner, which I realize I can't do that any longer. And because I've taken that mindset and said, look, you know what? I need to put myself first. I have to make sure my family puts themselves first, instead of just, spewing everything that we all have to someone else. And what it does is it actually pisses people off, because they realize that, no, I'm thinking about me for a change. I'm thinking about my family for a change, instead of just being here when it's convenient for you. So instead of, having to, worry about other people all the time and, what they're going to say, I know I'm doing right. I'm doing right by myself. I'm doing right by my husband and my kids. And I have no reason to be ashamed of that. I'm putting us first. And we deserve to be putting ourselves first. And that's a hard thing to swallow, especially being a mom. You're so used to not putting yourself first. You're always putting your kids first. I mean, and granted, now the kids are older. They're adults pretty much. And, but I still have that mom instinct where it's like I'm so ready to jump in and help them that I have to remember to step back, that they are adults now. And I do have to give them that leeway. It's hard, but I have to do it. So today for Year of Calm, it says make a meal from scratch. The process of cooking is grounding. Choosing whole foods over processed foods when possible is a healthy practice. And that's one of the projects I have been working on. I have a whole pile of my cookbooks in the living room right now, so I can snuggle under the blanket and start going through them. I actually went through a whole bunch already and did sticky notes on pages of recipes that I think that the whole family would like, that I can make adjustments to suit us. And my goal is to be able to find a way to do these recipes so they're easy enough for everyone to be able to do and not have to worry about counting calories, because there's so many different diets or lifestyle diets or whatever. You've got South Beach, you've got keto, you've got plant-based, you have Whole30. I mean, there's just so many different ones, and unfortunately for me, I can't just pick one and stick with it because of my gastric bypass. There are certain things that I cannot have that might be required in some of these diets, and things like carbs. I already have to go low carb as it is because of my gastric bypass. And then like wheat, my body is so particular on things that I found that, like, if I want something that has to do with noodles, like spaghetti or lasagna or linguine or something like that, I have to make my own noodles at home. There are very few pastas available that I could even remotely try to get down. And if I do turn to, store-bought pastas, I can't eat very much of it at all. But when I make homemade noodles here at home, I do well. I don't have the negative effects from the gastric bypass of eating, you know, those type of, you know, like the gluten in the noodles and things like that. So I try to do what I can here to, you know, make everything from scratch as much as possible. For example, I took chicken out yesterday and I found a recipe. It was like balsamic chicken, and mushrooms and spinach. So I have all of those things. We just went to the farmer's market Thursday. I have the spinach, and I actually have the shiitake mushrooms that we had gotten from one of the vendors there. So I'm looking forward to making that dish, and I'm probably going to end up, since I've been talking about pasta and looking at it, I'm probably going to make some lasagna for tomorrow. So like I said, there's a lot of things that I want to do, that I want to pass along to you guys. It helps that it makes it a little bit easier, and to show you guys that, you know, it's not that difficult. You don't have to stick with just one particular specific diet plan. While it probably works, you know, for me, I can't just pick with one and stick with it, because there's always going to be something that I'm not going to be able to consume in one of those diets because of my gastric bypass, or because of the way my body reacts to it. And everybody's different. Every single person is different. So what I'd like to do is, when I do these recipes and pass them along to you guys, I just want you to know that you can substitute things. You can take things out and you can add some things, but you have to remember to include that with your calories, and you have to remember your portion sizes as well. So that's, you know, just something else. And like I said, with the whole journaling thing, you know, I can only do so much journaling, but at the same time, to add in and be counting my calories and, you know, just all those other little things is just more for me to do. While I will do my best to do the calorie count on the different recipes and the meals that I make, I have smaller portion sizes anyways because of the gastric bypass. So I have a lot of things that keep me from overeating as it is, and keep me from eating a lot of the processed junk stuff. Most people don't have that at you know, that roadblock, that thing that stops them from, you know, overeating or anything. So I want to make sure that it's something that is yummy, something that is pretty versatile, where you can subtract and add some things, and just make it, you know, easy enough for people that they don't have to say, oh, I can't have this because I'm on the keto, or I can't have this because it's not on my Whole30, or something like that. I want to make it where you can choose the food. I'm not even going to give it a name. It's just going to be out there for everyone to be able to use. Excuse me, I have to get a drink here. Yes, and I have my Christmas coffee cup. One of my many Christmas coffee cups, because I'm starting to get in that whole Christmas spirit mode, even though we only have Halloween coming up. So the last thing I'm going to say here before I close this out, the Witchy October Photo Challenge 2018, for today it is crystals. Now, I showed you guys in one of my previous videos my black bag that I had with all my other little bags of different crystals in it. So like I said, I always carry black tourmaline around. I try to carry clear quartz and selenite. And I just recently reposted this morning on Instagram. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what the person's name was. It was some Maven Crystals. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because I really want to take a look, and I would love to get some of these awesome crystals that are pictured on that Instagram. Again, Maven Crystals. Really, really neat stuff. So as far as crystals go, I actually had gotten a book from a friend of mine, which it's up on my shelf back here, on doing crystal grids and things like that. So add that to my list of things to do, and I would love to learn more about crystal grids and, you know, doing more with my crystals. Right now, like I said, I keep a lot of, you know, I have my Mercury retrograde bag of crystals and stuff, and like I said, you'll see black tourmaline like almost in everything that I do. Any little bag, I always have that. And actually I have my little black tourmaline and this little pendant Oh, there goes my black tourmaline. The pendant that has the clear quartz on it. And then, like I said, I have my black tourmaline. This is going to be, that's one that is something to definitely keep with you at all times to try and pull that negativity away in the event that you come across something that has, or you come across that negativity. So always keep black tourmaline around. All right, guys, so I am going to end this for now. Probably one of the shorter videos that I've done. And like I said, you know, when I start working on the recipes and stuff, I will definitely be adding that to my either video repertoire or some way, somehow I will add it. It's just a matter of on which platform, how, what I'm going to do. So just stay tuned, and like I said, I will catch you all later. Hope you guys have a good rest of your Saturday. I will see you tomorrow, Sunday, and have a good day. Bye.